must ask you.
Blast from the past. That's a good one.
I must ask you about the Eurovision, because we spoke when you were sitting here, and you came second, very respectable, lovely song by the way. I really enjoyed it, and I was wondering, you know, now that with the passage of time, because we're nearly doing that whole thing again.
Yeah.
Why did you go for that? What?
Well, you know, I don't know. Music is what I do. Yeah. That's the bottom line. Yeah, that's what I love to do with music. I mean, there's a very different perspective by the public, the commercial music scene, the Eurovision music scene. But at the end of the day, the Eurovision is actually one of the biggest, if not the biggest, music show in the world. Yeah. So from my music point of view, I had absolutely no problem being involved in it, even though, again, it's the success with Boyzone that we have, thank God. You know, it was just nice to be
Did you enjoy it?
To do it and perform it. I did, of course, yeah. I mean, at the time, it was all very rushed because I was also doing the Dancing on Ice TV show, so, you know, flying back and forward and doing it all. But no, it was a great experience. And the right lady won at the end of the day. I thought she was magnificent. She's a powerhouse of a singer, you know. And
you were talking about Boyzone there, and I get the impression that although you're back and you're back into touring and rehearsing and so on, you obviously felt, you said that you felt like you were kind of second, what did you use the expression?
Well, a secondary role as such.
Role.
What I mean by that is, obviously, I was doing backing vocals in the background, and Stephen and Ronan were in the front. Yeah. But, excuse me, that was the format of the band, of a boy band in general. You know, if you tend to have more than two singers, it can tend to become a bit more confusing for the audience, in particular the younger audience.
But if music is as important to you as you say, it must have been very restricting.
There was a personal struggle. Yeah, there was a personal struggle musically, you know, that I had joined the band to do music and you know, personal taste in music. Yes. But yet I also understood that the principle of a boy band and the you know, it had to be that structure in order to be a success. Yeah. I mean, let's face it, you know, we got it right, so I can't complain, you know. Yeah.
You know, even this day, whatever about doing Aladdin and Eurovision, when you were doing all those gigs around the world and so on, I would imagine the adrenaline on stage is quite full on, and then when you come off, it's like a tap being turned off, isn't it? I suspect that you just go poof after all that. Was it hard? That adjustment must have been physically, mentally kind of hard.
You mean in general when you're on tour?
Generally speaking, yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, even now we've just finished the pantomime show, and there's an adrenaline rush going on that takes time to kind of, you know, settle down from. And normally, you know, if we came off stage with a Boyzone tour at maybe 10:30 or 11 or so, and you know, it would be 3 or 4 in the morning again. You've kind of calmed down, you know.
You can't go home and watch soap after or something like that.
Yeah, it takes a while.
And you know, you're an avid reader, and I think between gigs and so on, you were reading a lot of material. What sort of things would you have read?
Well, not necessarily between gigs. I mean, I don't, you know, want to get too heavy on this particular subject, but I after the Boyzone thing split in 2000, and it was, you know, it was a hell of a rush. It was fantastic. We earned some money. We were able to buy some nice cars and do some nice things in life. But I found myself after all of that kind of, well, kind of wondering, you know, so is that it? What's next? Where do you go from here? So I decided to do a lot of reading about a lot of different subjects that I was interested in. Everything.
Was that a difficult time, or was that a straightforward time?
No, it wasn't straightforward. No, I think it was a kind of time where, as a young man, I think I was maybe 28, I think 29 at the time, and it was just, where do I go from here? You know, at 29, having achieved what we did, which was fantastic. And this isn't a boo-hoo story by any means. It's just like a lot of people that I know in the industry have experienced that after the bubble bursts. You know, that kind of deflated feeling, and also, you know, what life holds in store for you. So I suppose I just went on a bit of a personal you know, journey of discovery, and I lifted books from Plato, Aristotle, to Einstein, to Freud, to, you know, all different kinds of subjects.
What did you find out?
Well, I found out a lot of stuff that helps along the way. I think all of these different things are part of the journey of a man and woman's life to find out the meaning to your own existence, I suppose, sometimes. And I certainly wouldn't say I've come away with some kind of you know, aha, kind of, like there's been some of those moments along the line, but I think the most important thing that I've learned through that journey was that life isn't about something down the road, mystical, that you're trying to aim to and achieve. It's actually here and now, and you can, unfortunately, as we experienced with our loss of Stephen, life can change at a moment's notice. So, you know, we have a lot of, and I'm not a politician and I'm not anything like that, but we have a lot of hard stuff at the moment in the country going on. But if at all possible, it's good to kind of bring the mind and the senses back to right here and right now, and live the moment right now, because this will all pass, what is going on at the moment. Some people might say it's easy for me to say, but I have sisters and brothers and all with, you know, mortgages and children and all kinds of different things, and, you know, this moment will pass. We need to pull together, live right now.
You said when we spoke last on the radio show that you had quite fixed ideas about the country. You obviously think about the state of the nation, what you think should be done, and you feel that it should be a sort of a government of the experts. Is that it?
Well, my views on politics would take an awful long time.
Well,
so
give us the potted version, I should say.
Okay, the potted version. My views are very radical on how
Doesn't
things
matter.
are done.
Your views are your views, so you tell us.
Okay, well, I think that the nature of mankind is that when you can be corrupted by power. That's the bottom line. You can start out with great intentions, but once a party, you know, grows in power, it then wants to take over the world and so on and so on.
Yeah.
My own personal philosophy would be to discourage the alliance of party politics, because I think it doesn't work. That's my personal view. I think it's been proven that it doesn't work. You know, once people get too much power, too much money and too much greed. That's mankind. That's the way it goes. I would like to personally see a system whereby the country every 4 years or 5 years offered the best of the talents that we have, the best brains and minds, that the most successful companies at every 5 years, and put maybe 5 of these guys up for each different position, ministerial positions, that they have no allegiance to each other, they only have allegiance to the country, to Ireland, to, you know, as patriots. I think, as we all know, the old Celtic Tiger and the old Ireland, so to speak, during that phase, it's dead and buried. What we need to do is look towards a new Ireland with new radical change, new ideas, and all join together. You know, let's try to prevent our younger people having to go abroad to do all.
So a medical person takes over health, a businessman takes over.
I mean, it doesn't seem like a great science to me, you know, that if a doctor or somebody from a hospital board management who has proven himself over time is up for election for that ministerial position.
Yeah. What do people say when you have this conversation over a pint? Or
they say, "Oh, here we go again."
All right, okay. Yeah. So you're getting a bit of that.
Yeah.
But presumably other people say, "Yeah, you're talking my language."
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, like I say, I'm not a politician.
Would you like to be?
No, I wouldn't. I don't have any political ambition whatsoever.
None.
Because as much as you start out with, you know, positive and fine ideas, it is corruptible, and I'm human the same everywhere. I'm not saying I'm corruptible, but, you know, some people, Robert Mugabe, a great example of somebody who starts out meaning well and then it all goes wrong.
Power
you know?
corrupts.
Absolutely.
Absolute power.
I said the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Tell me about yourself and your good intentions for 2011. You're finishing up the pantomime at the end of January, is it? And then you're on back to the boys.
Finish the pantomime on the 30th of January and then begin on the 31st of January rehearsing for a new tour. So we're in Dublin on the 15th of March in the O2 and then the 18th of March in the Odyssey.
You might even get home for a night sometime soon.
Maybe.
Good luck with that.
Maybe I might be lucky to do so.
It's pretty we did more time to trash things up, but we'll do it again. It's good, always good to see you, Mikey.
And
Thanks for coming in. Mikey Graham, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a million. Mikey Graham. Aladdin runs in the Gaiety Theatre in Dublin until January 30th. Gaiety.ie for more details. Boyzone, as he says, are in the O2 on the 15th of March. That is it for part 2. Do join us again in a few minutes' time. Plenty more to come.